Hey, how you doing? It's Fruity. Hey, look at this. I have a tier list in front of me because I'm god drained of content right now and I don't want to play any other boring deck right now. So we're going to do a hand trap tier list based entirely on what it does against the three main decks right now. Kashtira, Sprite, and Branded. Spoilers, if they're not destroying, it's pretty shit. We're going to start with Ash Blossom. I think it's like, Ash Blossom's like that one card where you need to be like the starting point because everything else is like mid in some other areas, but Ash is generally always good. Oh, fuck. Fixed. Okay, so Ash we're gonna put, I say reasonably, we should always put Ash around tier 2. It's never the best, but it's never bad to play Ash. You usually know what you're going to be doing with that. Likewise, however, Ghost Spell's pretty mid. Ghost Spell is like Ash, but for the graveyard, and unfortunately, a lot of cards just chain block you out of using Ghost Spell anyway, so it doesn't matter. A lot of her plays just like get suckered out, because what do you do when your opponent just plays Chainlink 1 Deer Note and Chainlink 2 Dragon Drive? You're just fucked. You can't play anything else. DD Crow? I'd say DD Crow is like I'd say they're a good tier 2. A lot of the decks actually have like they want to pull out from the grave. Kashtira not as much, but like Sprite wants cards they can pull out from the grave. They have Branded, whose like whole deck focuses on like graveyard cards. I say DD Crow is pretty good all-rounder. Droll, unfortunately Droll doesn't do much right now, mostly because Branded only needs one card to add to their hand. Sprite only cares about one card in their hand being added to their hand. And Cash could, but generally I'd say it's pretty bad right now. Unlike Effect Veiler, who, fun fact, I'm gonna put up here in tier, honestly, I'd say they're a pretty good tier 1 right now. Effect Veiler is like one of those weird cards where it only negates cards during your opponent's turn, but they negate for the whole turn. Unlike Ash only negates their summon effect or whatever. Veiler shuts down an opponent's possible unicorn from you, or even more, a blue, or even worse, a Luber. There's a lot of general things that Effect Veiler can just affect. Just like Gamma, who on top of destroying cards, Gamma negates and destroys. Amazing card. He's like maybe one of the top 3 best in this format. Unfortunately, this Ghost Sister will be tier 3. It destroys, no, it's more like tier 2. It destroys, but it's not the best at destroying cards because it needs to be cards that are already on the field to activate, which is good for like Kashtira cards and stuff, but other things like, I don't know, blue or starters, they don't really do anything. It doesn't really matter. Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood. This is the one that like gains life points based on how many times you gain life points of the attack of any special summon monster your opponent special summons the turn. Unfortunately, Ghost Sister is like tier 3, not for its own meanings, but because time rules suck ass. Lancia is pretty fucking good. I'm gonna be $1.50. It stops banishing cards. If you want to do the same scythe lines you did before, you switch it up to Lancia. Lancia shuts down banishing, you're done. Maxi unfortunately goes down here because it's banned. If it was at 3, it'd be above all of them, objectively. But that would also make Ash better, so fuck that. This one just like negates a monster on the field. If that monster gets destroyed, it deals damage to your opponent equal to their attack. So I'd say tier 2. It does pretty good. Not as good as, honestly I think Lancia is more tier 3. Nibiru, another one of the top 3 for me. Nibiru is so good against Sprite and Cash. Both being Xyz decks just need materials, and Nib shuts down anything they want to get into unless they want to have a weaker board all around. This is a Mech Knight. I forgot the name of him, I'm gonna be honest. That's how bad he is. Every format, Ghost Reaper says she's gonna be good. Everybody thinks she's good for the first like week or two, and then it comes out that no one cares. In fact, she's probably generically shit. I'm gonna put her in trash, honestly. I think Effect Veiler is too high up. Dimensional Shifter is good. Don't get that twisted. I play decks that like the graveyard, so my opinion of this thing is honestly around here. Like, he's good in like decks that like don't care about their graveyard. Sprite plays him, but like they have to do very weird finicky lines with because of it. Skullmeister, he's okay. This boy, the token boy, he's back. Mostly because everyone who was playing tier now went back to their Faithful Adventure line packages. So now this guy actually has a point again. Because of that, I'd say the token boy, he's up here next to, oh no, he's up here next to Ghost Ogre. I'd say they're pretty good. And finally, Imperm. Tier 1. Holy shit, Imperm is so good. Not only is it a hand trap that negates, if it negates while it's set on the field, it shuts down an entire column of spell and traps. That's too good. I'd say most of this is pretty reasonable, actually. Like, maybe you could have an excuse for like saying Droll's decent, but most of these cards right now are just like generic good stuff, and I think that's really good for the game right now. Fun fact, I think the game is better if hand traps have like a diverse group of being good. Bye bye everybody. This guy deserves to be banned.